Good morning, folks. Welcome aboard another day of building EV. Well, a few bits of housekeeping first, really, I suppose. One, I did a video. Well, I've pretty much done a video about ventilation and stuff, but it doesn't seem to have come out right, so I haven't released it. So let me know if you would like me to do a video talking about ventilation. So it won't be a progress video or anything. It won't, and if there are any other topics that you want me to waffle on about, then I will gladly pontificate. But I'm not going to pontificate unless actually people want to hear what I've taught, why I've taught it. It won't be what's right for anybody else, but it might spur some useful ideas if you're into that sort of thing. So ventilation was one thing I thought of. There might be something else. If there's another topic that you want me to waffle about, then feel free. Anyway, and gosh, I got asked if I'm going to Crick. Does that make me famous? Maybe a legend in my own lunchtime. Anyway, today I will be putting this ceiling up. I haven't had any great ideas about this drawer thing, so I'm going to come back to that. I don't know. Anyway, we will see what the rest of the day holds and go from there. So, David, thanks for asking if I'm going to Crick. Made me feel like a proper YouTuber or something. This channel will go away when I finish the build, so I'm not going to become a social thing, whatever. Anyway, so I'm just preparing to do the bathroom ceiling. I chopped that bit of wood. That bit of wood will actually come out and be replaced. It was there to locate where the wall is going to be, where the doorway is going to be. This is me getting ready to. I realised that basically, if I fit all of the ceiling panels, then they will be done. And they're obviously fairly big and things. So with the stall in the bed, then I just needed something to do that would take my head in a different direction. And so I decided I would make progress on the ceiling. And this is me chopping out for the where it goes around the wall carriers a bit. This is a better way than running it with the track saw because it provides the bits that overhang provide more. They overhang by a further distance, so they keep the wood up there, the ceiling up there more than they would if I kind of rip it all shorter. So but it's just a process of just repeatedly testing and going back and retesting. I put this up on the side wall there as a sort of representation of where the shower wall will be. The shower wall is a panel. I'm not going to bother tiling. I don't do tiling. I don't really do decorating. It's not my thing. So anyway, at that location, then obviously it's a big straight line, so it was appropriate to make a straight cut with the track saw. And I'm doing both sides of the bathroom ceiling. So with the hard wax, just to give it some added protection, having cut it to size and what have you, then I thought that was the right thing to do, was then to do it afterwards to try and get the edges. So here I am back to the bed, and the bed, I realised that at the back on the left there, behind that central drawer runner carrier, then I had put a packer in of some description, and that was what was throwing the front out. I will explain. Well, I won't explain. Essentially, I'm doing this wrong. What I should have done is what I end up doing on the other drawer in the end. I should have just put the drawer in, understood where the face was going to be, and then packed it to where I wanted it and attached it while it was closed. But that's not what I did. I attached the face and then I tried to line the drawer runners up or the drawer up on the runners. So really, this is not a good way of doing things. I don't recommend it. I would, instead of doing what I've done here, then you can see that if I just attached the drawer to the drawer runners and then put the face on while it was closed with spacers around it, then that would have made my life so much easier. I don't know why I didn't do it. I have watched enough kitchen fitting videos and what have you to know that that is a way that you can do it and whatever, and particularly when you're doing insert drawers and things where the face is inserted into the face of the cabinet, then it's anyway that little spacer on the floor or beside the face was because I'd already put a mark in the middle. As you can see, this is wrong. and so that's a result of me not doing it the right way. Anyway, I decided to stop there on that project for the night and put the next coating of hard wax on this. I realized that I'd made a mark on this when I was with a pen. I ended up digging into it to actually get that mark out. I will show you what it looked like, but because it was a dark mark, then I actually dug it out, and this is it in the morning. As you can see, is at the end of the Allen key there. You can see it in the right light, but anyway, so I've come back to the bedroom drawer the next day, and yeah, I decided to carry on doing something else. Still didn't have the idea in my head of what I should be doing. This is the final middle bit of the ceiling. This is for the kitchen, having used the final big board. And then back to the bathroom ceiling, realized that I couldn't fit it over the top of this. So I did have a plan for putting it up and just leaving it up and never being able to take it down, but I want to be able to take everything apart. So I went and just realized that I could chop the top off that wall, and that will allow me to actually put this in after the shower wall is up. Okay, I'll have to cut some sealant and stuff, but it will be possible. There will be cables running across the top of that I need to get to for some actuators on the roof. So that's why I'm keen to be able to take it apart. Again, I don't think I'll need to, but something of a religion for me. So that's both sides of the bathroom ceiling now, hard wax both sides, and done. The bedroom ceiling, this is the last bit of long ceiling, so that's now ready to fit. I refitted it off camera with Mike, cut down some bits of ceiling for inside the cupboards for completeness. And also, this was a bit more complicated, but I spared you the torture of me coming back again and again and again. The hinges, ottoman hinges for the bed, because when the mattress is on, then you can't, even though these drawers look like they pull out all the way, when the mattress is on, then you won't be able to get to the back. That's a problem. These coach bolts that I got are a bit too long for this back where the hinges overlap, so off camera I just used an angle grinder to cut down the back ones, but now they are all in place, so I could put the drawer where it was going, or the case where it was going to be. Check for square. Not sure that it would have made any difference, but you know, bearing in mind my illogical thought processes at the time, then it seemed to make sense. So here I am taking the face off. I'm sorry I missed some of the video on this. You can't see me putting the spaces around it and just fixing it where it needs to be. It was the right thing to do. Should have done it all along. As you can see, it's turned out okay. Not perfect, but pretty good. If I'd done it from the start the way I should have done it, then I'm sure it would have been even better, but certainly within the realm of good enough. This is just a spacer for the top, so it's not entirely resting on the edge of the plywood. And when I fitted this, then I realized that it wouldn't go all the way down, and that was really annoying. I'd put the mounting bolts in the wrong place. So anyway, I started measuring up to see about drilling some new holes, and then while I was doing that, then some of the bracketry gave way a bit, so I realized that I'm going to need to get my dad to come along and weld it for me, so that'll be fine. This is one of the final bits of wall. Again, even though I know it's square, don't assume anything is square. Make a template. I can tell you that one of these angles is 90 degrees, the other one is not, or the other three are not. This is one of the final bits of wall to go up here. So just cut down loads of bits. I was going to use a bit of the CLS, but then I realized that I could just make it out of the 19mm ply, 3 layers. So just cut various layers. There's a bit of conduit for the tunnel light going across up at the top there. So because this has already been waxed, then I sanded off the wax a bit, and just a bit of PVA, pressure sensitive PVA, and so that's all glued up and waiting to go off overnight. And then this is a ceremonial moment that I've brought you along to. This is me cutting these sacrificial tracks down. I believe that I have no more longboards to cut. So I cut those up and have binned the short bits. If there's ever any doubt of my competence, you can see that I can't even screw a screw in. But these are screws that I'm going to be putting in to the edge of the ceiling to hold them in place and hold it up, just so that I get a nice curve. I don't know why it didn't record me putting in the screws beside the emergency lights, but these are the screws going in at the edges of the board. These will get covered up by a cover strip, and well, I'll show you what it all looks like now. Well, I think that's pretty good progress this week. As you can see, just put the screws in the ceiling. There's a tiny screw beside each of the emergency lights, which will get covered by the flange of the light, I hope, and then obviously these ones at the end. So you can hopefully see that it's an improvement. Don't know. There we go. Is that better? I think it is anyway. So I've just had a little tidy. Place is looking good. And in the bedroom, then we've got the bed in. So that's good. And as you can see, the drawers are pretty much okay. Unfortunately, the bed frame needs some work, but that's cool. And the roof is in here all across. So all in all, the only reason this roof isn't up is, and the only reason I haven't actually pushed this roof up is simply because I've got to put a pipe in there around the extractor fans. So didn't want to bother putting those in and then have to take them down. So there we go. I think I will be back next week because a couple of things to do tomorrow. Just start tidying Tilly to get her ready for sale, and yeah. So are you going to Crick? Let me know if you're going to Crick. What day you're going to Crick? Be fun to meet some people if you're going. Well, apart from that, I shall see you next week. Take care, everybody. Bye.